You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, Singles Talk Radio channel, where we take a lighthearted and candid approach to discussions on the journey of relationship loss, divorce, parenting, being single, relationships building, dating, and yes, sex. Join our listeners and begin living your best life.
Well, welcome to the show. This is Cece Shatz, and you're listening to Boy and Girl Thing. And I have with me
Christopher T. Kit Smith, and I'm the author of Let's Meet Our Match, Your Complete Guide to the World of Internet Dating.
And I, if you don't know me, Cece Shatz, I deal with relationship loss, transition into dating and relationships, and really help move you through to enjoying your life, living your life as a single. And I own WGSN-DB Going Solo Network, and we are so pleased to have you with us. Hey, we've got a great show, and we are new at doing speaker here live, so I hope you will join in with us and help us on that. We're going to open up the chat line so you can ask us questions, but our topic tonight is going to be about questions for online dating. So if you're feeling that it's not working for you, or if it is working for you, just join in, ask us a few questions, but we're going to hit some of the topics that our listeners have been, on WGSN have been asking us. So Kit, take it away.
Well, one of the first questions we're going to look at tonight is this. I signed up for a major dating site, but nothing seems to be happening. Not getting any emails. What do I do? Well, this is a pretty straightforward question in the sense that you're probably going to have to take a step back and look at your profile in its entirety. Number one, the first thing that I would say is, have you put any pictures on there?
Typical male. Okay, if you guys haven't heard our show before, it's of how the guys look at things and how ladies look at things. And we always look at things a little bit differently. Not that we're saying that his idea is wrong, nor the female idea is wrong, but we do look at things differently. And it's funny because you mentioned immediately pictures. Well, guys are so visual.
It's not just that, it's the sites themselves are set up to facilitate pictures.
Yeah, you're right on that. You are.
Absolutely. There's not one dating website that I know of that doesn't promote pictures. Okay. And if you ask this question to the dating site, as opposed to asking us, the dating site will tell you that. Well, have you put pictures on there?
Well, okay. We're not quite sure exactly what they would say, but what I would say, being a female, I would say, let's look at your settings. Let's look at how you've profiled yourself, and is there something that's blocking you? Did you put the parameter of your age? Did you put the parameter of where you're going to be located? If there's something that you might have clicked that's causing no emails to come forward to you. So number one, I would say look at and different than Kit, love him dearly. But I would say look at your settings, number one, because I think that's very practical. Number two, I agree with him. I think your pictures are important, so what are you portraying? How are you looking? And again, I know on other shows, if you haven't heard us here on speaker, and any other platform that we're on, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network is on several affiliates. But I would say that you need a straight headshot of yourself, not with you and your friend or your fish. And I think that you need a body, picture so that they can see that you have a great body, whatever your body is, because there's someone out there that wants you for exactly who you are. So I don't think there's any worries with that.
And I'm not saying for one instant that it's just simply the pictures.
Right.
That's one possible aspect, is that even if you do, maybe you haven't put the best pictures on there that you could put on. If you've taken a bunch of crappy selfies, unfortunately, I think a lot of guys, or in my case, girls we're just going to, okay, next.
Yeah, let's talk about the selfies for a minute. And I think the reason the selfies, even though we take great pictures of ourselves, and I actually have a great picture of myself in my car that I captured, which was a super picture of me. But the thing is someone wants to see you in your element, in your atmosphere of what you're doing. And so if you're posing and you're out somewhere and you're doing something, you're all dressed up and you're posing for that, they're seeing you in your element, in your atmosphere, versus you standing there trying to capture.
Seeing you at your best.
Yeah, but rather than seeing, capturing something. So I would say that's very important. But I also feel like there's elements within the dating site that you have to do to kind of tweak yourself. And the reason being is that a lot of them have some sort of system that's in place that every time you make a movement within your profile, whether it be a picture change or you've updated your profile, it puts you back up to the top. So what I would suggest is if you're not getting any emails, if no one's responding to you, look at your profile, maybe tweak it a little bit and resave it, and that'll put you hopefully right back up at the top, and they'll be able to start looking at you again. Maybe enter in a new picture, something you haven't had before, something different. And I would suggest that even if you are getting emails, that you do this every few months. You tweak it, you do something different that keeps putting you back up at that top, back up that rotation, so you're there, being able to be looked at readily. What do you say, Kit?
That's one very good idea. I wholeheartedly agree.
That was hard for him.
Not at all. Not at all. So let's move on to the next question.
Let's do. I think we covered that one really good. Okay, what's the next one?
My girlfriends tell me I need to devote myself to online checking and sending messages. How much time should I spend on dating to be successful? Well, this is kind of a open question in the sense that I never, as much as I hate to say that this is something I'm not real sure of, I honestly can't say how much time someone should spend, but be prepared to spend some time. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that if you're on a dating site and you've paid good money to be there, you're there for a reason. And so be serious about it, be calculated about it, be on there, answer the emails. And I'm true, probably the worst person myself when I was on online dating. I'm so busy, my schedule's so busy. So then when I go back into it, it's been a few days later, and there's this great guy that sent me a message and I haven't responded to him. So of course, what is he going to think about me when I finally respond to him after several days or a week later, that I'm really not that interested in him? So the thing is I think what we do is we put our emotional register out there. And I don't know if that's the right word for it, but we put our emotional self out there. So when we send you, especially these poor guys, when they're sending us messages and then we take a week or two to answer them, of course, they're going to feel a bit of rejection with that. Or they're going to be so elated that you finally did respond, or they're going to think you're a fake. So you want to really, if you're serious about dating, you're serious about online dating, be serious about it. Get on it. Every day, take 5 minutes tops, and just look at your emails, go around and look at some other profiles. And I'll give you a trick, a trick that I found that's very successful, is go into some of the guys' emails, go into their pictures or profile. You don't even have to send a message if you feel a little bit uneasy about doing it, because they see that you looked at them. And so all you have to do is look at them, and they're thinking, she might be interested in me. And if they're interested enough, they will send you a message back. So just go in and see some guys that you might be interested in, ladies, and just click on their profiles, read a little bit about them. If you feel strong enough, send them just a brief little message about something you read, and then let's see what happens. But if you're shy and you feel like you can't really do that yet, then just, see what happens. Maybe they'll see that you viewed them, and then they'll look at you and think, maybe there's a connection here. What do you say, Kit?
The ironic part to that question is, one of the biggest complaints that I've heard people say about utilizing online dating sites is the amount of time it takes.
Yeah.
And so, it's really up to the individual how much effort and time you want to devote to it. If you don't want to put any time into it, don't. But don't expect great rewards either.
Yeah. In anything in life, if you want to be successful at it, you have to put some time in it. You want to be able to give something of yourself to be able to achieve something back. And so I think that's what we have to do. So let's move on to the next question, unless you're done with that one. Are you done with that one? Okay. The next question is, I get a great deal of messages from men who are not local. What can I do? What do you say, Kit?
That might be an issue that you can take up with the site itself, and that you'd be able to limit. The site may have a provision for you to set something up to limit who can contact you.
Absolutely.
And distance on some of the, like a Match.com, I believe, has that ability. You can say you don't want to be contacted by anybody further than 25 miles away.
Yeah, there is a setting. Usually there's a setting for most sites like that. But with saying that, I think that we have to be open, especially with those of us that are over 50. I think that we're getting closer to the end of our days or whatever, and we want to be with somebody. And so maybe that great person lives somewhere else, but is willing to relocate if you live in this fantastic place, or vice versa. So I think we have to be open-minded about that, with regards to the location, and look towards, the person that is actually coming forward to us. But then again, if it looks like it's a scam or it's something like that, and they live in some sort of foreign country or whatever, you have to be smart about it. And if you truly do not want to date someone outside your 25-mile radius, then you need to actually specify that, put it in your profile, right in there, say, listen, all you guys out there in other locations are great. However, I am only going to date and be interested in those that are within my 25 miles. If you want to do that, do that.
And let's understand something here before we go any further. This question points up something that is just very prevalent with online dating sites. You can lay out all the, let's call them your personal ground rules for contact. It's not going to stop anybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, it's just not. You're going to constantly get people that don't fit your criteria. Right now, unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. And that's not going to go away anytime soon. So it's a valid question. I'm not saying that, but for now and the foreseeable future, it's just something you're going to have to cope with. Let's be real. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's just part of the way it works. And I just think that we have to go with it. We're online, and that's the way it is. But there again, if someone is pursuing you, they might be very interested in you, and let's just look at it and see where it takes us. But I think that we just have to be smart, and you've got to do what's right for you, and that's the most important thing. So what's the next question there?
It looks like, are email messages offline, instant messaging, video chats, and audio chats safe? For the most part, I'll say yes. They really are. When someone starts to ask you for phone numbers, and you're not ready to give it, you're not comfortable yet, or they're sending you links that they want you to click on. Okay, that's the part where it can become unsafe. But the standard chats and emails, they're safe. They're safe in general.
Yeah. I'm always a little bit hesitant. I know, Kit, you're a little bit more outgoing with regards to that. I feel like staying within the parameters of that particular site that you paid good money for, I feel that you ought to do that. Because, I'm not in it, and this is just my opinion, but I'm not in it for a pen pal or, an email buddy or, chatting on whatever. I'm in it for a relationship. I want to build a relationship. So I want to meet you. So I want to talk to you on the phone. As soon as I connect with you a little bit, I want to be able to have some sort of secure way in which to talk to you, to hear your voice, know that you're okay, that I can communicate with you. And then I want to meet you, because then I want to get it over with. If there's a connection, I want there to be one. I want to see it, feel it, hear it. I want to know that it's there. And I don't want to fool around back and forth with a bunch of writing, because frankly, I feel it wastes my time. My time is very valuable to me. And so I don't want to fool around like that. I'm in it for, if I'm on a dating site, I'm in it to meet somebody. And so I think that's what we should be there for. What do you say, Kit?
Everybody has their own level of comfort. For some, they would prefer to...
You're so nice. You are. You're so nice.
And...
I'm so direct. I got him all... He's all crazy now.
Yeah, I'm all blushing now. Everyone has their own level of comfort. And for some, they would... we won't call it extended emails, but they'd like to go back and forth with a few emails, try to get a feel for someone's personality, that kind of thing. And for some, it's one email. One. Here's my phone number, call me.
Yeah, okay? I'm kind of like that. I'm a direct person.
For others, it's, well, let's talk a little while. Let's chat a little bit. Let me get to know you. And then we can exchange phone numbers. And even at that, you might do 2, 3, 4 phone calls before you can finally arrange to meet. So if you're a good person, male or female, and the person that you're in contact with is important to you, then you just go with the flow.
Yeah, you have to go with what you're comfortable with, and I think that's so important. Let's go on to the next one, personality tests, a compatibility test. Do these tests and matching methods work? I think in a way that they do. I mean, I think that the websites, the sites that you're on, they do have a way of doing that. However, it's only based on the information that's provided. So if the information that's provided is not truly accurate, you're not going to have accurate results. And so I think there's a lot of factors involved with regards to being your personality and being compatible, because I think that we as human beings, I think if someone, I'm quite a serious person. I'm just look at me as an example. But I'm also kind of crazy. I'm fun, and Chris will tell you, Kit will tell you that I'm a little bit loony and a little bit more spontaneous. And I don't think that really comes across in my profile or in my tests that are given. I don't know. But I just think that, I think we just have to be thankful that there are things out there that's going to help us to be able to derive from good shows. Listen, I want to take a quick break because I know we talked a little bit more. Just really quickly, I want to thank WGSN-DB Going Solo Network for being there for us on Boy and Girl Thing. There's a great venue with a lot of wonderful hosts with a lot of great shows. They go all the way from divorce recovery, transition dating, inspiration, business, authors. We have awesome women, men. It's just unbelievable, the talk shows that we have here that are geared towards singles. So I want to thank them for that. So Kit, what do you say about this answer to this crazy question about personality testing compatibility?
When I see a question like that, right away in my mind, I'm starting to think eHarmony.
Yeah.
eHarmony.
Well, you're dealing more with an analytical mind. And so do we date analytical or do we date emotional? I think we date emotional.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I understand. And this is a really this can be a difficult topic because I've said before on other shows that we've done that the best relationships are absolutely the ones where the people are the most compatible. Okay, Number one. But the flip side to this with online dating is we go back to something we did a show on a couple of weeks ago, chemistry.
Oh, chemistry. He always brings every show he brings up chemistry.
And I'm telling you, and this is from my own personal experiences, and this is from talking with many others that are in the internet dating process. If you don't pass the chemistry test, you're not getting to the compatibility test. It is really just that simple. And chemistry, folks, is not just looks. It's a feel that you get. Looks are part of it. Looks are a major component of it. But there's a feeling that you get that this is the right person.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you on that. I do. I'm not going to, he always thinks I'm going to argue with him about this chemistry thing, because I think that he needs to look beyond and look deeper. And I do agree. And now he's saying that there is this connection. There is this connection.
And I do. That why I bring it up and why I emphasize it so frequently is because it is one of the most common things written in profiles.
Absolutely. Well, listen, let's go on to our next question, because I think that's a great lead in. No, I think it's a great lead into the next question, and it's profile info doesn't seem to match when we meet. Why do people do this? And we actually have a survey or a study that was done by Catalina Toma, and she's the assistant professor in the Department of Communication Arts of University of Wisconsin-Madison. And this is what she goes on to say. She says, don't be surprised to find your date is older, shorter, heavier than online dating profile says. About 81% of people misrepresent their height, their weight, and their age in profiles. Of those, the women typically describe themselves as 8 pounds thinner than they really are. Of men who misrepresent themselves, they are typically described themselves as 2 pounds thinner than they really are. So what about that? But they added that more height than women did. So men will add on height more than, and they said about a half an inch. But hey, I think if you're going to add on height, I'd do it like an inch or two. What the heck? The thing is, and Kit and I talked about this a little bit before going on air. The thing is that people, if they embellish their profiles, it's because they're insecure. And they really want to try so hard to put their best foot forward. They want someone in their lives. And so I think that we have to cut them a break. I think we don't have to count how many hairs are on the guy's head before we want to say they're balding.
Here's the paradox. The one thing that almost everyone asks for when they're meeting someone is honesty and truthfulness. By being deceptive about your appearance, you've already violated rule number one.
Oh, come on. I think we need to cut them a break. I think we're not all what we think we were maybe when we were dating before. Okay. I mean, we just want to get to that window. And I mean, I've seen some guys that are totally not what they said they were, but I end up being really super duper guys. And I know that a couple of them, I had, again, the chemistry, no reason why, but I had the chemistry with them, even though they weren't the best looking guys on the block, but they were just, the personalities just shine through. And if I hadn't met them, I wouldn't know that. And so I just think we need to cut them a break. If you're somewhat interested in them, go to this meeting the first time with an open heart, open mind, and just see what happens.
Oh, brother. Because I've got some real estate I want to sell you.
No, sometimes the more you get to know someone, you just admire them so much, and you get this fondness for them.
Okay, and that's your choice personally to.
So you just say it's got to be a hot mama or forget it, huh?
No, just be honest. Be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm of the opinion that one of the things about online dating right now, and then for the foreseeable future, is we're operating on an honor system here.
Oh gosh, stop that. I mean, really, it's not like you're not like blood brothers where you cut your finger and it's like in stone. I mean, they might think when they look at themselves, they might see something different. So when they project that in their profile, they're projecting something different. And we view dating, we view things differently. I don't know. I just think we need to give people a friggin' break. We need to give them a break in this. And say, you know what, I'm in my 60s. I know I am not I don't look like I did when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s. But damn it, I'm a great looking woman. I've got a great personality. Anybody that's ever been with me usually is very happy about being with me. And so give an opportunity. I mean, I don't look like I did when I was in my 40s.
And that's all well and good if you're honest. If you're honest in your description.
But what do you say? I mean, if you say that you're a little bit, fuller, I'm not as skinny as I was. What do I say?
That's exactly what you do say.
But I have never met a man that has been unhappy with the way I look. I have not met a single man that I've met that has been unhappy with the way
we're talking about.
But I know we're talking about generally in this.
The question is when they're so far removed in person from the description that they gave in their profile.
Right. Okay. I get that. But
what is 2 pounds? Right. What is 8 pounds?
Right.
What is a lousy half an inch? Okay. Well, wait a minute. We could talk about a half an inch. Okay.
Yeah, because it means for us, ladies in our 60s or over, 50s or over. But okay, you know what? I love you, and I get what you're saying, and I know, I think what Kit is saying is really try to be as honest as you can be, because the person that you're wanting is someone that you want to be as equally as honest to you, and so. And remember, I think cutting everybody a break, being open-minded, having an open heart. That's what we've got to have in dating.
But what you're doing is you're raising a level of doubt, okay? Because right off the bat, you haven't been completely honest.
Well, that's true. If I put one of my really younger, like when I was in my 30 pictures up there, and then you see me now in my 60s, you're going to say, wow, what But I do think that you do have to be honest with it. We're going to have to probably close up the show here in a few minutes. And Kit has a great point, and I don't want to dishonor you in that, because I love you dearly, and I know that you are the most honest and upfront person that I know.
You get one chance to make a first impression. And if that first impression is leaving seeds of doubt about your honesty and your integrity, you got to overcome that if you get a chance to overcome it.
Right.
I don't think there's anything worse, okay, than a guy describing himself as George Clooney or Tom Selleck, and then when he shows up for the date, Danny DeVito gets out of the car.
Yeah, okay. So I get it. So what you're trying to say is really, of course we're gonna move forward in the online dating or any dating that you do, and be open-minded, open-hearted with it. But if you're going to go online, whatever you portray, try to be as honest and true about it as you possibly can. That way you don't have any skeletons in your closet. There's nothing that you feel uneasy about, and you can come forward with a very happy and clean heart. And I think that's the most important thing.
Here I am. Take me as I am.
Absolutely.
Take me as you see.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is our very first show we've done live here on Speaker. It's been very exciting to be with you all, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as we do. We do have a Facebook page. It's called Boy and Girl Thing. We hope you'll go in and like it. We would love to have you as part of our community that we're trying to create an awareness.
And if you have any idea for future topics for the show, are there things you would like us to discuss? Please feel free to notify us through Facebook. Let us know, and we'll be happy to address it on the air.
Absolutely. And if you're hearing this show okay, because we've never done this before, so if you're hearing it okay, that's great. If you have a problem with it, send us an email or a message and let us know that you're having a problem with it so we can correct it. So we would love that. Let me tell you how you can reach us. You can go on WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. That's goingsolonetwork.com. That is our online streaming live stations 24/7 with shows there for the singles community or anyone that wants to listen to it. We have very positive, uplifting shows. We talk about business. We talk about authors. We have showcases for any arena that you might have going on in your life with regards to being single. So we are a singles talk station. Also, we are on the Boy and Girl Thing Facebook page. We mentioned that. You can connect with WGSN-DB Going Solo Network through LinkedIn, through Facebook. We have our own Facebook page. If you want to email us privately, just email goingsolonetwork@gmail.com. Kit and I can get those messages, and we'd be happy to do that. So we actually love being with you here on Speaker. So thank you so much for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, this is Cece with Boy and Girl Thing.
And this is Kit Smith.
And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.